What's crack-a-lackin' Gaming Nation? You know this be John the Gamer C4, the legend, the one and only, and yours truly. And I bring you a belated collection video. It's the reason I say that I've been meaning to do this one for like a couple months now, since I completed this particular toy line. So the toy line in question is the X-Men Steel Mutants from Toy Biz. And this one does have a pretty special place in my heart, for nostalgic reasons, of course. So back in the day, I remember my dad, he got me and my brother like 2 sets of these. So I think he got us the Wolverine versus Sabretooth set, and then he also got us the Juggernaut versus Cyclops set. And I don't know if we still had 1 or 2 in storage that we can find or something like that, but I don't know. As soon as I remembered these particular toys, I was like, dude, I need to like collect these, and I wanted to collect the entire line. So I'm pretty happy that I finally completed it. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at each particular set and go from there. Okay, so first set we're going to take a look at is the Gambit versus Bishop set. The little display going on here. So what's pretty cool about this particular series is that all of them are made out of metal. So they're like little metal figures. So yeah, we got Gambit here holding a card. And we got Bishop. Still kind of a travesty that he was never in any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, or even X-Men Trill in the Atom for that matter. It's kind of crazy to me, but yeah, maybe in the next Marvel vs. Capcom. There's packaging, so it's kind of cool. The little backboard here, they made it like comic books with little 2 character heads in the corner. And there's posable action, so you can pose your characters. With mutant collector stand. Oh, so I guess some of them come with stand. Oh yeah, so this is the back. It's cool, and we got a customer service number, just in case some kid decides to eat it, chokes on it. No, I'm just joking. Oh yeah, so here's some other ones, which we're gonna get through because I already have the whole collection here. So yeah, and then there's a little story between each feud here. So yeah, sent to the past, the mutant lawman Bishop searched for the X-Man that history said would betray the team. Believing Gambit to be a traitor, the 2 mutants clashed. Eventually, evidence was found that cleared Gambit of any wrongdoing, but Bishop continued to keep his eye on the shifty Cajun. Righto. Alright, so that is Gambit and Bishop here. Oh, yeah, you can see in the background. Got my big-ass Sentinel with tiny Wolverine. But yeah, that's just for background. For background ambiance, you know, type of stuff. Well, yeah, so that is Gambit and Bishop. So on to the next set. Alright, so next we have is Cyclops versus Mr. Sinister. Alright. Now let's get a little close-up shot here. Okay, and there's Cyclops. Mr. Sinister. Yeah, excuse the dust. So yeah, I actually did like put these on my wall with tacks and stuff, so it does get a little dusty in here, so do forgive that. And more posable action. And then there's a little comic book head thing. Alright. And then yeah, you already know about all of that. So let's get to the story. So Cyclops versus Mr. Sinister. Mysterious connection between Sinister and Cyclops has never been revealed, but one thing is certain. Sinister has been manipulating the heroic X-Men for years to serve his own needs. Let they face one another and scan a few occasions. Blah 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 blah. One day, sister remains in the shadows, continually plotting his nefarious schemes. Alright. So there they are. Mr. Sin. Huh. So I guess on this one, that's kind of strange, because on the box it doesn't show him with his full beard and all that. Or I don't even think they even really painted the lips, because he has like black lips. So yeah, I guess they kind of didn't paint that one very well, but I'm like, whatever, dude. Just nostalgia. Just out of nostalgia, I just want this whole line, you know? But you see back here, he has a full beard and goatee and all that, so. Alright, so that is Cyclops and Mr. Sinister. Alrighty, and here we are with the third set. Spy Wolverine versus Omega Red. And I gotta say, this is definitely one of my favorites out of the whole collection. Pretty much anything with Wolverine, but... well, I digress. I don't want to be biased there, but yeah. Plus, I always like Omega Red anyway. That crazy mutant bastard from Russia. But yeah, let's take a look-see, get a better look here. Alright. We got Wolverine in his little spy attire. I think it's like Scooby, or kind of like, you know, Snake in Metal Gear Solid when he swims to Moses Island. But yeah, that's freaking badass. You got posable action. Got little comic book heads there. Like the comics. Love it, love it. And we'll just get to the story already. It's like it's frightening to see the depths of hatred that Omega Red has for Wolverine. It's also understandable it was past covert operation involving Wolverine which led to Omega Red falling into a comatose state for the last few decades. Only recently has he recovered. Still, Omega Red's thirst for vengeance can never justify the atrocities he commits in his quest to kill Wolverine. And although Wolverine's healing powers apparently can counter Omega Red's death aura, it's uncertain how long it would be to protect him should the two adversaries fight at length. Yep, it's quite the rivalry there. Well, yeah, definitely one of my favorites out of the collection, so... Yep, that is Spy Wolverine versus Omega Red. Alright, and next one we have is Cable versus Strife. Okay. So we got a better look at Cable here. Although I don't really recognize this particular outfit. At least, you know, it's not the one from like X-Men 97, or at least from what I can remember. But I could be wrong. I haven't watched that in a while. At least the original X-Men 97, not the new one. Alright, and then we have Strife. So we got the posable action. Got the comic kids that we all know and love. And the story. Sent into the future to save his life, the boy who would one day be Cable was trained all his life to battle Strife, the Chaos Bringer. It came as a great shock, however, when Strife was revealed to be his own mad clone. Now both men have come back in time to our era, where there's no holds bar war continues to this day. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. That is one dark future, I'll tell you that much. Well, yeah, not a bad one. Probably wouldn't say least favorite, but you know, it's just like meh. So cool. I mean, Cable's still badass, but yeah. Okay. Okay, next one we have is Rogue versus Pyro. So yeah, I forgot to mention, like, I really do enjoy the artwork on the little backboard here. Yeah, definitely more comic book accurate, I'd say. But it's kind of cool how they're like breaking through the metal. Like, that's pretty neat. Alright, so let's take a look at the figures themselves. So here we got Rogue here. Got her lipstick, got her hair right, her jacket. Yep, looks to be decently made. Painted well. Now look at Pyro. So he looks like he was painted well. Although his eyes look like, you know, like superheroes who have like the bug eyes or the bubble eyes. What's kind of funny, you compare it to like the artwork here. It's like, I don't know if they switched the colors or something. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird because like, alright, the color of his mask is red, but it's yellow here. And then his eyes are kind of orange, but his eyes are red. So I don't know. I don't know if they got the color schemes wrong or what, but I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just a nitpick, but it is what it is. Well, it's kind of cool. He has little flames shooting out. But yeah, not a bad set. Not a bad set here. So, and then that's how they move. Opposable action. Oh, this one. Oh, wow. Okay. I just realized that there's no little comic book heads here. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, and here's our little story. The evil mutant known as Pyro uses his fantastic power over Flame to seek wealth and power for himself, but his plans are constantly shattered by the X-Men, including the high-flying Rogue. Possessing the ability to absorb another's mutant abilities and memories with a touch, Rogue can take on Pyro's own talents and then fight fire with fire. Alright, that's a pretty good one. So yeah, I guess this is the only, well, I haven't seen all of them yet, but I guess it's the only one that doesn't have the little comic book heads, just like the comic books do. So, interesting. But yeah, not a bad set nonetheless, even with the weird color scheme with Pyro there. But Rogue, yeah, I think they did her pretty well here. So, alright. So that is Rogue versus Pyro. Alright, and next we have is Professor X and Magneto. Or Magneto. So yep, this one has comic book heads here. Should like on the packaging. Alright, but let's take a look at the figures first. Okay, so it's Professor X here. It's kind of weird because he's sideways in the packaging, but you know, I'm not really gonna take him out. So, alright, there we go. Better lighting. Apologies for that, folks. Starting to get dark in my room. I was kind of relying on the sunlight there, but you know when it starts to get dark. But anyways, yeah. So we got Professor X here in his cool futuristic golden wheelchair. Very cool. And Magneto. I don't know, his face looks a little scrunched up or something, or like he got in a fight before he put on the helmet and got beat up or something. Interesting. Okay. Alright, take a look at the packaging. Again, love the comic book artwork. Really makes it pop here. Oh, we already know, realistically, Magneto can tear through metal like nothing. So, opposable action. Okay. Both Professor Charles Xavier and his friend Magnus agreed that an upsurge in mutant activity had begun. What they couldn't agree on is how mutants and normal humans could coexist. Believing that mutants must rule, Magnus became Magneto, the evil master of magnetism. To combat him, the telepathic Professor X formed the X-Men, a group that would represent his dream of human-mutant cooperation. Alright, and that is Professor X and Magneto. Okay, so next we have is Longshot versus Mojo from the Mojoverse. Yes, yes. Definitely a goofy over-the-top villain. Like, an alien He's trying to get TV ratings on his alien planet. Like, that is hilarious. But yeah, let's take a look at the figures themselves. So probably the biggest one in the collection, I want to say. Ooh, they really got the grotesque details down. Like, holy crap. These cool little spider legs and everything. Oh, it's even creepier with the beady eyes. Oh my gosh. Oh, yep, see, there he is in the comics. There he is with his creepy black beady eyes. That is terrifying there. And long shot. Okay. So yeah, this one was probably, oh, I don't know if this was the cheapest, but I think I only paid like 20 bucks for this one on eBay. So, wasn't the most expensive, but I'll definitely let you know which one was. But yeah. But yeah, let's take a look at the packaging here. More awesome artwork here. This one, I guess this one also doesn't have the comic book heads right here, so. And then posable action. Alright, and Longshot versus Mojo. On the extra-dimensional planet of Mojo World, television ratings are king, and the master of ratings is the bloated, belligerent Mojo, having turned the entire population into slaves for his amusement. Mojo pits them against one another for the highest ratings of all. But there is one who may yet steal the spotlight from the master showman, the hollow-boned, super fortunate freedom fighter known as Longshot. Such a crazy storyline, man, I'll tell ya. Well, yeah, I definitely like Mojo's figure. It's like the biggest one yet. Creepy, beady little black eyes instead of his normal red pupiled eyes. Yeah. So it is Longshot versus Mojo. Alright, and next we have is Wolverine versus Sabretooth. So this is the exact, like, 2-pack that me and my brother had back in the day that my dad bought for both of us. So I definitely remember this one fondly. Definitely my favorite, because like I said, I love Wolverine, so it's like his default 97, X-Men 97 outfit. And crazy Sabretooth. Alright, so get a better look of him. Got his claws. Yep, looks to be painted pretty well. Yeah, well, did a great job on Wolverine for sure. And Sabretooth got his fangs. Yellow fur. Couldn't even tell if that was like really his fur or blonde hair. Well, I know on top of his head, yeah, but on the side, but I'm like, oh, it's like yellow fur or something, but yeah, it looked like they did a decent job on him. So, you know, got the fangs, we got pretty much everything right, as far as I can see, so. Right. Badass Wolverine artwork. Love it. Posable action. And Sabretooth. Yes. Okay, and Sabretooth is arguably one of the most tenacious and formidable foes Wolverine has ever faced. Though Sabretooth's claim that he is Wolverine's father is false. There are striking similarities between the two, and in numerous battles, their similarity immediately shows. These men have never ceased to surpass each other in ferocity and raw savagery. While most of the battles end in a draw, we live in constant fear of a time there will be a definitive victor and irrevocably dead loser. Well, we know his name's Victor. Victor Creed. He definitely won't be the victor over Wolverine there. Okay, and that's Wolverine versus Sabretooth. Alright, next we have is Beast versus Evil Morph. So that's when Sinister got a hold of him after he got blasted by a Sentinel. So let's take a look. Alright, so we got Beast here in all his muscular blue glory. Got his little fangs, blue eyes. Yeah, they did a pretty good job on him. So let's take a look at Evil Morph. Yep, definitely got those black beady eyes. But not as beady as Mojo. Yep, and his X-Men uniform. Alright. And there he is in his comic book artwork. So yeah, this is another one that doesn't have the comic book heads in the corner. Wonder why they didn't do it for like certain ones. It's kind of odd. Alright, Beast versus Evil Morph. Once close allies, the shape-changing Morph's friendship with the animalistic acrobatic Beast came to an end when he was rescued from certain death by the mysterious Mr. Sinister. Transformed by the villain's twisted technology into a creature of evil, Morph now battles his former teammates in the X-Men as his new master's bidding, despite the Beast's best attempts to bring him back to the fold. Okay, and that's Beast versus Evil Morph. Alright, so here we have is Apocalypse versus Archangel. Alright, and take a look at Apocalypse here. Yep, definitely looks way better than the one from the X-Men movie. The live action one. I don't know how hard that was to make a good Apocalypse, look like this one, like the comic book. I don't know, that's beyond me though. I remember when they had the first one, he was like really purple, so everyone's like, oh, he's like Ivan Ooze from Power Rangers movie. That's hilarious. Alright, we got the Archangel. His metal wings. Not bad detail. Looks like they're both painted pretty well. Alright, so we got Apocalypse artwork. Love that. And Angel. And posable action. Kind of looks like Apocalypse trying to make Angel smell his armpit or something. I think that's a funny position there. Alright. And Archangel's history with Apocalypse is indeed bitter. After his attempted suicide over the loss of his original wings when he was known as Angel, he was kidnapped by Apocalypse, given a second chance to fly as a member of the murderous Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. For many months after the dark experience, he was the brooding Archangel, a man who thought his humanity forever lost. Though Archangel has rejoined the X-Men, there is concern about the rage welling with him, rage instilled by Apocalypse. Okay, and that is Apocalypse versus Archangel. Alrighty folks, and here we are with the next one, and we have Civilian Wolverine versus Silver Samurai. And this one was probably the most expensive out of the whole line. So about a year or so ago, I think it was going for like $70, and I wasn't about to pay $70 for it. As much as I wanted to complete the toy line at the time, I was just like, yeah, I gotta put my priorities first when it comes to finances. So about, I want to say, a year and a half, 2 years. I guess the seller, I don't know if it was the same seller, but yeah, I think they might have lowered it to $50. Probably because it wasn't selling. So I was like, alright, whatever, dude, I'll bite the bullet and I'll just buy it. Split the payments of $50 on PayPal. So I'll like split it, put it on 2 credit cards and whatnot. But yeah, this was like the second to last one I needed. I think the very last one that I picked up to officially complete the collection was Mojo versus Longshot. And that one was like, pretty cheap. like 15 bucks for that one. So, so yeah, not too bad. Happy to have this one because I think out of the whole collection, this is like one of the ones I really wanted to get. But yeah, I guess this one, I don't know if it was like the most sought after one, but finally have it. So yeah, pretty excited. Alright, and we got Wolverine in his badass bomber jacket. In his jeans, boots. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Pretty sick. And then we got Silver Samurai himself. So we got slightly shiny silver, like finish. Still looks good nonetheless, I'm not gonna lie. Although, you know, in the, what was it, the Wolverine movie? The one where he actually does go to Japan, they had Silver Samurai. Oh man, that was the worst fucking Silver Samurai. Put in some fucking old, dried up geezer in a fucking mech suit. In a mech samurai suit. And we're just gonna call it a day and call him the samurai. Like, what the fuck, man? So I don't know what Fox was thinking on that one, but yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that Silver Samurai, I'll tell you that much. That and the shitty Sentinels from Future Past. They could have at least tried to, you know, put some elements of the comic book characters in there, you know? Well, yeah, so Silver Samurai. Cool ass artwork. Again, I guess this one doesn't have the comic book heads here. So yeah, I think there was only like 2 series. I mean, okay, so it's 12 in total, but I think it was like the first 6 and then the next line or next series or whatever they call it. So maybe the other half, like, oh, we're not gonna put the cool packaging with the comic book heads here, but yeah, not very nitpicky on it, but would have been nice if all of them had it instead of just, you know, half. The criminal Silver Samurai thinks of nothing more than revenge on the man who constantly thwarts his schemes to gain power within the Japanese underworld. Wolverine, while traveling with partners in the X-Men or his own, Wolverine knows that when his paths cross with the samurai, they are the deadliest of enemies who only can survive. See, they didn't even try to go for like the comic book storyline, man. Like, oh, I saved you in World War II, and then your asshole betrays me and go in a fucking mech suit, in a samurai mech suit. Ah, I don't know. I mean, there's some parts of the Wolverine I liked, but the Silver Samurai one was just kind of unforgivable. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Alright, and that's Civilian Wolverine versus Silver Samurai. And here we are with the final sets. And that is Juggernaut versus Cyclops. And this was the second pack that me and my brother had as a kid, that my dad got us. So very fond of this one as well. So we've got Juggernaut versus Cyclops. Very nice. Goes on the Juggernaut, bitch. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the figures here. So here we go. Big bulky Juggernaut. His helmet. Looks like he was painted very well for the most part. I don't think it could have made him bulkier, but I don't know. I mean, that's good enough. And then we got second Cyclops. So it's kind of funny. It's like, at least with Wolverine, he had like 3 costume changes. You know, with the civilian, the spy, and his X-Men uniform. But Cyclops, we get him twice. So that was pretty interesting. So, yep, looks pretty good. Nice and detailed. Alright. And there's packaging. The awesome comic book artwork. Posable action. And the story. Superhuman Strength versus Mutant Optic Blast when Juggernaut takes on X-Men Cyclops. Years ago, Kane Marco was mystically transformed into a virtually unstoppable force with one purpose: to destroy the X-Men. Cursed with Optic Blast that shoot from his eyes, Scott Summers leads the X-Men in the unrelenting pursuit of Professor Xavier's dream to create a world where mutants and humans live in peace. When these enemies face each other, the result is measured on the Richter scale. Yeah, they would definitely break the Earth, wouldn't they? Okay. Alrighty, folks. That about covers this X-Men Steel Mutants collection video. So I thank you for watching and walking through memory lane with me. So until next time, love, peace, chicken goose.